Third time's a charm. Okay. Hey everybody. How's it going? This is CJ. Today is November 25th, 2013. It's a Monday. It's approximately 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. I hope you can hear this and see me clearly. Everything like that. My camera's giving me some issues today, but hopefully it'll work. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about testosterone and some other updates I have. So, I spoke with my counselor last week, and she basically said that if I feel like I want to go ahead with testosterone, she would write me a letter, a testosterone letter, basically saying that she'd be okay with me going on T, which is huge. So that will be coming up in about 2 weeks. Is our next appointment. So she said that she'd check back in with me then and decide on that. So that's amazing. Like, amazing. I never thought that it would happen this soon. So I'm just making this video today kind of for myself to figure out like why I would and why I wouldn't go on testosterone. On top of that, I spoke to my family after that whole leaving the letter about testosterone thing. Didn't go down so well. So a couple weeks back, I went, my parents came up to where I live and we kind of talked about it, and they were upset. They're supportive and they love me, but they don't accept what I want to do. Specifically, like, my dad doesn't want me to go on testosterone for the rest of my life, and also my mom doesn't accept me right now like this. She basically told me that me writing son at the end of the letter really offended her, and she doesn't have a son right now, and it won't be up for me to decide when that will happen. So there's a lot going on there with emotions and stuff. We're working through it though, and we're talking, which is the main thing, so I'm lucky for that. And this past weekend, we hung out a little bit up in the mountains, and my dad, we were in the car and we were letting out, he was like, we'll let the ladies out and the young'un. So he didn't call me a lady, which is huge. So I really appreciate him for doing that. In fact, yeah, I don't know if he'll ever watch these, so you might never know, but it meant a lot. Not quite there, but he's trying. And like my mom, well, yeah. Today she asked me to throw away all my makeup because she assumed that I didn't want it anymore. And so if that was true, I needed to get rid of it in their house. Which she didn't mean like I had to throw it away, but she like assumed that I didn't want it. Which is like nice, I guess. My dad also feels like I'm buying into the binary more by wanting to medically transition, which I really struggle with that too. Just because I don't think I still identify as genderqueer. I identify as a genderqueer trans man, so I want to transition, but I feel like there's still a part of me that's feminine, and I could never totally identify as male, even if I want to be read as male. And I don't think that's buying into the binary. Yeah, I'll get a lot of male privilege from transitioning, but these past couple of days I've been packing and and I felt a lot more masculine, and it felt really good and really right. And when I look in the mirror and I see like a man, it feels like me. And then when I look in the mirror and I see a woman, I feel like it's the old me. It's really weird. So I'm just trying to navigate that right now, because for the past couple of days I've been feeling really masculine. And then this morning I woke up and I don't know whether it's because I'm in my parents' house right now for fall break, and I chose to wear a bra. I've changed now, but I chose to wear a bra earlier today, and I saw myself in the mirror, and I just saw like the old me, and I didn't feel weird, like as dysphoric as it sometimes does, but it didn't feel right either. It didn't feel good. Like I've been feeling really good these past couple of days with packing and stuff, and then by not packing and wearing a bra today, it felt really weird. So I don't know what that's about, but we'll see. So on to testosterone, I guess, which is what I mainly wanted to talk about today. So reasonings why I would go on testosterone. And something interesting my counselor said to me was to make sure like what I do if I was like on my own kind of thing. So like if I was on an island or whatever, just for me. Like obviously it doesn't work like that because we're in society, which is mainly where a lot of my dysphoria comes from, but I see what she's trying to say. So I'm trying to go through it with that perspective in mind. So why I would go on testosterone. So I really, really, really want facial hair. Like a lot. I don't know if I could rock. I saw a badass like mustache yesterday, but it was like overlapping the guy's lips, and just like when he drank, it would like dip in the thing, and that kind of seems gross. So I don't know if I want like a lot of facial hair. You know, I don't think I would be a guy that would do that. But like a little bit of stubble, yeah, that would feel good. Sorry, this is weird because I feel like a girl today. It's really throwing me off. Okay. But yeah, facial hair would definitely be one thing. Also the fat redistribution, because to hide some of my curves and like, yeah, just to change that, I think. I really want a hard jawline because I feel like my face right now is one of the things that doesn't allow me to pass, and it makes me really, like, I don't know what more I can, like, I'm packing, I'm binding, I'm dressing more masculine. I feel like, you know, I'm acting, whatever, I act the way I act. That's no brainer. But people are still, like, calling me Miss. And so it'll be really nice just to not get that and be called sir and not ma'am and stuff like that. So I think the definite jawline and also the lowering of the voice is another thing that I'd really look forward to. Is a deeper voice, because definitely I was on the phone to check out from the hotel yesterday, and the lady was like, "Okay, miss, is there anything else we could do for you?" And I was just like, no. So, yes. Whatever that means. I think they're the main things going on testosterone. I have a whole sheet. Full consent from my doctor, which has all of the goods and the bads in it. So, but I feel like that, and just to be able to gain more muscle mass would be really nice, although I need to work out in order to do that. But we'll see. So reasonings, I wouldn't go on testosterone, or like, I don't know. I think one of the main ones for me is the fact that I would need to be on medication for the rest of my life. Literally injecting or whatever for the rest of my life. And I don't know if I'm gonna be, like, whether that, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Just the whole piece of, yeah, having to do that. But if it made me feel more like me, then I would do that for sure in a heartbeat. Another thing is with the increased body hair. So I don't know if anybody can see this. I hope you can see this on the video. Sorry, I'm in my boxes today. But this hair, can you see this hair? I have tremendous amounts of body hair on my legs, but like my arms are pretty hairy. So, and I heard that testosterone increases body hair, and so I'm gonna be like a bear, like, oh, body hair all everywhere. Like I even have, like I have a pretty, like, sorry, I'm just in my belly, but like a pretty little hair thing there. I like don't need any more hair on my body, so that would kind of suck. Maybe I'll start shaving again. who knows? But I hope it doesn't, like, I know it does increase hair, but I already have a lot of hair, so I just hope that, like, I can't create more hair. Because as my friend said to me the other day, this is straight up man leg right here. Man leg right here. So that would kind of suck. Another thing that I talked to my doctor about is the fact that after 5 years on testosterone, you have to have a hysterectomy, or it's recommended that you have a hysterectomy, and you have the oophorectomy, I'm going to say it wrong, but the removal basically of the uterus and the ovaries is what a lot of trans guys have after 5 years. So I talked to my partner about this, and we both agree that, well, like, I certainly know I don't physically want to have children, and I would like to, so I don't want to bear children of my own, but I want to have children. So it was interesting last Friday, I went to the Transgender Day of Remembrance in my city. They had a little gathering and a get-together, and I met, there's actually a trans group that's meeting there that I think I'm going to start going to, just for some support. But I met a trans guy there he was the leader of the group. But he had a child, which, I mean, I know trans guys have children. Like, I've seen trans guys with children, but it was nice just to, like, physically see one in the flesh, you know? Be like, oh, he calls him dad, and he's a dad. Something about that really appealed to me. Like, I really want to be a dad. One day. When it's the right time. So, that not having kids thing is a bit kind of, like as I said, I don't think I ever want to get pregnant, but I do want to adopt, and I want to have children in some way in the future. And my partner and I have talked about this. She doesn't really want to have, like, get pregnant either, so I think we'd be fine with adopting, but there's always that piece in the back of my mind and what she talked about, which was like, what if that changes, and what if down the road I do want to get pregnant and have my own children? And like, I know if in the past, like, trans guys that have gone off testosterone to have children and get pregnant, so with like a donor or whatever, if they have a female partner, obviously. If they have, yeah, I don't know, otherwise. But, so that is, at least that is an option, is that I don't have to stay on testosterone and I can go off of it. If I want to. Another piece that's just, is the cholesterol piece, so I have high cholesterol already, and there's a concern that my bad cholesterol could get worse on testosterone, and then I'd have to take more medication to, like, fix that, which I don't really want to be taking all sorts of different medications for that as well. Also recently I've been rather depressed. It's been better these past couple weeks, but about a month ago I was in a really bad spot mentally, and I've never, as I say, I've never been that depressed before. And so one thing my counselor and I talked about was, if I was to go on testosterone, I might need to go on antidepressants, because testosterone can make you more depressed, which seems kind of counterintuitive to me. But I definitely, I don't want to go on antidepressants. I know that they do help people, but I am a firm believer with regards to depression and things like that, that you can fix it with rethinking things. So, just kind of getting out of the loop, the, like, vicious cycle that you get stuck in. So if I was to, so I definitely don't want to go on antidepressants. So if it means that I could go on T, but I would have to take antidepressants, I think at this point I would wait and not go on T, because, as I said, I don't want that, like, that defeats the point for me. I'm supposed to, like, supposed to feel better, and to go on antidepressants seems contrary to that. And I also think that would be invalidating from my family. I think those are all the main negative points to testosterone that I can think of right now. And I don't think it would like stop me going on testosterone or anything like that, because ultimately I really do want to pass, and I want to see the inside of who I am on the outside, so I can feel more like me when I look in the mirror. But something else that's been on my mind a lot recently is also, as many of you know, I'm from the UK, and so I'm on a student visa here in the US while I go to university. So all my documents are from the UK, all my legal documents. So that legal piece of the transition has been really stressing me out, because I have a friend who's a dual citizen with the UK and the US, and he tells me that in order to transition, or like in order to get your name changed in the UK and all your documents changed over, you have to live in the UK, and you have to get a doctor in the UK to like okay that everything is fine and you're doing the right thing. Even though I want to transition in the US and get everything done there legally, it wouldn't change. Now, I don't necessarily want to change my gender marker, because I'm a firm believer that I'm female body, like that's what my body is, and I love my body for what it is, but that's not how it represents me. But then I was also watching videos about traveling, because I'm traveling tomorrow and it's kind of freaking me out, is that a lot of guys, when they're passing full time, because they're on hormones or whatever, they largely, like, if their documents don't match up, it can make them a lot of hassle, and people don't get it, and they're like, what do you mean? Your document says female, but you're a dude, like, what is going on? And, like, often it's hard to be like, I'm trans, because sometimes people don't get that, and stuff like that. So that's been kind of stressing me out with the legal piece and how I would do that, because I don't plan on living in the UK anytime soon. And so maybe I could change my driving license here, but then again that's tied to my passport, and then that would be female. But then I want my license to say male. And I haven't decided on the name or anything like that. I'm not totally dysphoric of my name, but I think I would want to change it, just to represent like a new page in my life, and it's a new person kind of thing. I'm going by CJ right now, which is fine, but I think in the long run I would like to change my name. So that's something to think about. And also just family. So my extended family in the UK, all from, well, my dad's side of the family mainly knows, because we have family in Canada, and they mainly watch my YouTube videos and they talk to each other about that. I know you do, you all, if you're watching. But my mom's side of the family definitely doesn't know at all. So my aunts and my cousin, my aunt, my uncle, my cousins, and my grandparents, they don't know, they don't even know I'm queer, or that I have a female partner. So to add in trans would be kind of difficult, I think. And I'm a big feeling of coming out in person, and I chose not to come out over the summer when we went to visit, because my grandparents are kind of traditional in that sense, and I know that their beliefs in that area don't match up with how I choose, or how I do live my life and who I am. So that's a bit difficult. And plus, to make it extra awkward, the main way I communicate with them is on the telephone. So I can't be like, hi grandma, how are you? Like, they're gonna be like, what's wrong with your voice? And I'll be like, oh, I'm sick. Which doesn't work, because testosterone changes your voice within like 4 months of going on T, and I'm probably not gonna get back to the UK in 4 months. So, I don't know, it'd just be really awkward, and I'm a big fan believer coming out in person, but then I'm not gonna be there, so how can I come out? So it's causing me a little bit of anxiety, and I think I've really got to consider that, and also consider, I think my main 2 reasons why not to go on testosterone right now, maybe 3 reasons why not to go on testosterone, would be having to go on it for the rest of my life, and wondering if years down the road I would regret that decision. Right now I don't think I do, but years down the road. Not coming out to family, I feel like I need to come out to them before I can go on testosterone, and I also need to tell my family, my parents, I'm going to go on testosterone, but judging by the reaction last time, I might not. I don't know. And then also this really big binary piece that's really been getting to me lately is, am I buying into the binary? Even though this feels more like me, packing feels more like me, like just when I see myself, it feels more like me, so does that even matter? Yes, I can still be genderqueer and be trans, and that's totally valid, and I just feel like more of a man every day that I think about this. And I just feel I'm more like me every day. So I think ultimately what I'm saying is, I'm ready for testosterone, and it's okay to have these concerns, and I'll be thinking about it more over the next 2 weeks before I go to my counselor. But right now, yeah, maybe I'll get tea for Christmas. Who knows? Or at the end of the year, because I celebrate Christmas because my family. But end of year present to myself, testosterone. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Monday, if I post this tonight. Okay, hopefully rest of your week is good and lovely. Bye.